Syracuse loses a head coach and quarterback to the NFL but gains a new conference, the ACC. I'm Jeff Fischel, and on the phone with me, Michael Cohen, covering Syracuse for the Post-Standard and about to become a Syracuse grad. Michael, the only ACC member Syracuse played last year was Pitt. So do you and the coaches have a sense of how Syracuse will fit into the ACC?
Yeah, it'll be a really interesting transition, and it's one that the coaches and all the players are really excited for. They admit that it's going to be a challenge because the ACC is certainly a step up in terms of football quality, and so Syracuse is trying as hard as it can to step up to that level, and they're looking forward to playing some of these schools that are perennially ranked in the top 15, top 20 every year.
You talked about Doug Marrone going to the NFL, Scott Shafer being promoted from defensive coordinator to head coach. How do things change?
Well, that's an interesting one because Shafer is a defensive guy through and through. So the biggest thing he talked about was how different it is to now have to pay attention to the offense, simply because he used to never, I mean, he obviously knew how it worked and everything, but he was never a guy that focused in on certain positions, even though he himself was a former college quarterback. And they're looking for an up-tempo, fast-paced, they've done some pistol, they've done a lot of shotgun, a lot of 3-4 wide receiver sets, so they're looking for that. And in terms of the defense, it'll probably stay relatively similar, but Chuck Bulla, the defensive coordinator, has some wrinkles of his own, and that's looking to be like a system that's heavy on blitzing and heavy on pressure. So they're really trying to get after it on both sides of the ball and not trying to hold back at all.
Now, unfortunately for Shafer, Ryan Nassib is gone. Sort out the QB situation for us because it's gotten both more complicated and more interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely the position that everyone wants to hear about. Right now, in spring ball, they had 3 guys that were currently on the roster, none of which had ever started a game and had taken a combined number of snaps that was less than 15. Terrell Hunt kind of emerged a little bit. He's more of a dual-threat guy. He's not a pocket passer like Nassib was. He can use his feet a little bit more, get out, run some zone option, stuff like that. And then over the summer, they have 3 more guys that are coming in, most notably Drew Allen, the transfer from Oklahoma, who will be here around July 1st. And that's somebody that everyone thinks right away is the favorite. The community is just couldn't be more eager to see what he can bring and hopefully, maybe get them back to another bowl game like Nassib did last year.
Michael Cohen, thank you. You cover Syracuse for the Post-Standard, and congratulations on graduation. I'm Jeff Fischel. You're watching the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.